Hello and welcome to this week's episode of...
Now, we'll move on to sample prep. So, cinnamon, like we talked about before, is a tree bark. It actually comes in a couple different forms. The one most people are probably familiar with is that actual little stick-looking thing. We can't throw that into a Q cup. So what we're going to work with today is ground cinnamon. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Q cup. That's our sample holder. We're going to simply disassemble, and into the base, we're going to go ahead and add our Q disc. Our Q disc is our inline filtration for the edge, and today we're using our S1 sandwich of Q discs, which contains a glass fiber membrane surrounded by 2 cellulose filters. Once that filter's in the bottom of the Q cup, we'll go ahead and reassemble by screwing together. We have here our ground cinnamon. I'll go ahead and pour the cinnamon into the Q cup. And the last step is to take one of our Q screens as a stainless steel mesh, insert it into the opening of the Q cup, using the Q screen tool, pressing down, and just like that, our sample is prepared. I'll go ahead and add the Q cup to the rack, place an extraction vial right beside of it, and then I'll go ahead and take the whole rack, load it on into the edge. I'll go ahead and come around front, and from the menu, I'll select our method, select the Q, press play, and press start. And the edge is going to go ahead and run for a few minutes, so I'll see you all after that. And now the edge has finished its run. We have here our extract. You can see that it's nice and clear thanks to the Q disc we put in for that filtration, as well as our extracted sample. So we were talking about before about what we might be looking for in a cinnamon extract. And you know, there's things like the holiday spirits, a general feeling of warmth, camaraderie, homecoming, but also things like pesticide markers and or terpenes. Another thing we might be looking for is, well, precursor markers for spices, because spices are some of the more adulterated compounds on the market. So for cinnamon, one of those things we can be looking at is cinnamonaldehyde, which is a primary compound of cinnamon's cinnamonness. And how do we look for those compounds? Well, that's a great question, Edge. For that, we would need an analysis system. For example, the Mini GC. Wow, how did you... That was really impressive. The Mini GC is a compact GC-FID system capable of doing the analysis of the terpenes or some of those spice marker compounds. It's a product from Lucidity, and the GC-FID has capabilities of any other comparable FID system, as well as the ability for sample injections from an autosampler, as well as a dedicated computer system and software for analysis. Well, thank you all for joining me for this episode of Will It Extract. For more information about CEM's other products, please visit CEM.com. And for more information about Lucidity systems, including the Mini GC and Mini LC, please visit luciditysystems.com, and I'll see you all next time.